Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Sage. I'm happy to have you. And today we will be finishing up the base module of MC Command Center. Like finally, this part was kind of a lot longer than I thought it would be, but you know, we'll kind of see. So just for now, I do have the game sound off. I'm just having trouble figuring out where the level should be here. So it's just gonna be off for now, but it shouldn't really take away from learning about this mod. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. So as I mentioned, we are still here in MCCC settings, okay? Go ahead, and the last two parts we'll be talking about in this module are relationship settings and the set age span duration, okay? So let's just go ahead and start here. Relationship settings. First one is allow teen parenting. So, if enabled, teen sims can also learn the parenting skill and learn new parenting interactions. So I think my question right now is, does this also allow teen pregnancy, or is it strictly just the teens being able to learn the parenting skill? Either way, you could either enable this option or leave it disabled, which is the default setting. Next, we have auto relationship settings. Within auto relationship settings, there are three different options here. We have breakup settings, bypass played households, and move-in settings. I think I have an idea of what this means, but we're just gonna go through each one. Okay, under breakup settings, there are even more options. Okay, I might have spoke too soon. This might not be a short video at all. But anyway, under breakup settings, we have 4 other options, okay? So let's start with the first option. Okay, Breakup Move-Out Sim specifies which sim will move out into a homeless household in the case of a breakup. If the household has in-laws of one of the sims, the other sim will always move out first. Okay, so the default for this is Move Out Male Sim. Okay, so Move Out Male Sim and Move Out Female Sim, those two options only apply for opposite sex couples. Otherwise, it will be random. So you can either choose that the male sim move out or the female sim move out, or just have the game always randomly select which sim will move out. Or you can just be kind of funny, and even if they break up, none of them will move out on their own, which will be that's a messy thing as well. So anyway, but I think the most important thing to note, if there are in-laws living in this household, the other sim that has no in-laws will move out first. So if they both have in-laws, that would be interesting, because one of the base game families, I believe, is the Dennis Kim family, or no, sorry, Dennis Kim is the old man that's a part of that base game family in Willow Creek, where I think dude's mom lives there and the lady's dad lives there too. I'm not sure what would happen in that situation. I would assume though it would be random selection. All right, couple relationship change percent. The percent chance applied to each modifier that make a boyfriend or girlfriend couple's relationship increase or decrease over time. A 0 value means that relationship changes are disabled. Okay, so I guess this would just allow the game to freely, you know, increase or decrease relationships regardless of whether you're actively playing the couple or not. The default value is 0. So as it says here, a 0 value means the relationship changes are disabled. I'm gonna go ahead and change this to 20. I think 20% is a good change, right? I think 50%, that could be all kinds of crazy stuff. And that could even mean that, you know, the OG couples like Nancy and Greg. His name is Gregory Landgrab. I think his name is, I'm sorry, but you know, basically all I was trying to say is, I think if you up it up too high, you're gonna see a lot of different couples breaking up all the time, okay? So I'm gonna set it at 20, and okay? And hopefully we'll see something happen, okay? So move children with breakup. Specify whether a sim should take their children with them when they move out due to a breakup. It is the percent chance the children will move, so it can be set to 0 for never, 100 for always, or something in between for random chance. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to, I don't know, 50-50. Yeah, I'm gonna change this to 50-50. Now, in the real world, I don't really know how realistic that actually is. I know a lot of children end up siding with their mother for various reasons in our society. So I don't know what's actually realistic, but for now, it's gonna be 50. Okay, and lastly, we have spouse relationship change percent. Okay, interesting. Okay, so the percent chance applied to each modifier that makes spouse's relationship increase or decrease over time. A 0 value means that relationship changes are disabled. Okay, this kind of changes my thoughts. Okay, so spouse relationship, this is strictly for married couples versus couple relationship is for boyfriend, girlfriend. So if that's the case, I think the couple relationship change percent, I would love to be at 50, and spouse relationship change would be 20. Okay, I know these are not in track with the actual divorce rates right now, but I think this is how I want to do it. And honestly, this is my hot take. No, I ain't gonna go into my hot take. It's not that important. Okay, so those are the breakup settings. Now, I will see if anything pops up, and if it does, I'll point it out. But you know how these videos go. I just kind of go through each of the options, and I'm not doing a lot of gameplay, so we'll just kind of have to see. Okay, so under auto relationship settings, we are going to bypass played households. When checking for Sims with relationship changes, causing them to move in together or move out from breakups, bypass any played households rather than just the current active household. So bypass played households are strictly for the households that you have played in your save file. I think as of right now, I only have one family that I'm actively playing as, which is my Sim self. I do think I have a few played households, but honestly, I should probably click out of those anyway, because I'm not doing anything with those Sims. And then at that point, everyone's up for grabs besides my Sim self. Or if you want MC Command Center to be a bit messy, and all of a sudden you get a pop-up that one of your played Sims got a divorce, go ahead, disable it, because then the mod will apply to anybody. Okay, and lastly, under auto relationship settings, we have move-in settings. Okay, and then we have a few options under move-in settings. Allow homeless romance move-in. Specifies whether or not homeless Sims can move in with lot Sims or with each other due to current romance levels. Interesting. Okay, so I think a lot of us know that MC Command Center tends to just move in random ass Sims unless you turn off that option. I'm sorry, that was rude. It's probably like one of the things I hate the most about the mod, which I know I can turn off. I just forget to turn it off sometimes. And then once I start doing things, I'm like, all these random ass Sims are in these damn places. Anyway, excuse my language. Basically, all this means is that will you allow the mod to move in Sims if there is a romance level with other Sims, regardless of if they're both homeless and you move them both into a lot, or if a homeless Sim has a relationship with a lot Sim, are you going to move that homeless Sim in there? And so currently it's enabled. If you don't want homeless Sims moved in at all, regardless of romance levels, go ahead and disable this. In case you're curious, this is how you disallow homeless move in. Okay, so you get to this menu by clicking on the computer, and then you go down to MC population, you go to moving settings, and then allow homeless move in, and then you disable it. Okay, so yeah, this is how you do this. Get back to the video. Let's get back to the video. Move in ages. Okay, specify the ages that Sims must be to move in together if their romance levels are high enough. One or more ages may be chosen. Okay, so by default, elder, adult, and young adult are enabled. Now, you can also enable teen, which could be interesting because I think there are some settings that allow a teen to live by themselves. You know, if let's say all the adult Sims have died, some teen Sims are allowed to live by themselves. But think if that teen has a significant other, maybe in high school, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, just general partner. It could be interesting if the game decides to move in said teen into the household with their other partner, even though they're under the roof of their parents. Just me speculating. But yeah, this is an option. Move in romance level. Oh, okay. Determines what romance levels two Sims must be at in order to possibly move in together. Okay. Wow. Okay. So they have to be at a certain level. So if it's just like romantic interest, they're not going to move in. You can even see here it's not even an option, okay? The default is sweethearts, and then you have lovers, soulmates, and true lovers. Now, I know these are pretty high up. These are usually what the like married people have. Well, maybe not even married, but like they've just been in a relationship for a very long time. And then sweethearts, and then lovers. So interesting. Okay. And then romance move-in percent. The percent chance that Sims that have a romantic relationship will automatically move in together. A 0 value means the relationship changes are disabled. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Basically, as we saw in some of the other settings, if you, let's say you allow homeless Sims to move in with their romantic partner, this percentage will determine how often that may happen in the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it, I don't know, let's make it 35%. And let's hope Katrina gets her house back, because I don't know if y'all noticed in one of the past videos, Katrina ain't have her house no more in Oasis Springs, even though she was homeless in Windenburg with Marcus Fletz. What kind of shit was that? Ah, okay. And that was the first percent that popped up where I need to do a game restart. So I'm gonna go ahead and restart my game, and I'll be back. Okay, we are back in the game. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. I'm not quite sure if any notifications are going to pop up for what I have done already, simply because MC Command Center does this thing where it goes through certain cycles before it decides whether or not it's going to initiate something. And that could be like Wednesday at 3 a.m. or like Thursday at 6 p.m. And we haven't quite gotten to those settings yet, so I'm not sure when that would occur. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep on going through the relationship settings. We have finished the auto relationship settings. We're now going to go into friendship decay percentage. The percent of normal decay relationships will lose. 100% is default, 0% is no decay, and higher than 100% will result in faster decay than normal. Okay, so the default is 100%, as it said. That will do the normal relationship decay based on what the game already performs. If you want that decay to be slower, you will make this any number between 0 and 100. And if you want that decay to be fast, okay, you'll make it anywhere between 100 and 500, with 200 being like double the amount of decay of a relationship. I'm gonna leave it at the default for now. Okay, friendship difficulty adjustment. Change relationship progression to be slower or faster. Valid settings are from -50 to 10 with the default of 0. Negative is slower progress. Positive is faster. Every negative point is -10%. So -10 is 100% slower. -20 is 200% slower, etc. Positive are 100% per point. So 2 is 200% faster, up to 10, which is 1000% faster. Okay, so this setting is similar to the skill difficulty adjustment and the fame difficulty adjustment, etc. So if you want progression in a relationship to be slower, just make this number anything less than 0, okay? If you want the progression of a relationship to be faster, you can make it anywhere between 0 and 10, because 10 is the maximum amount. Relationship culling. All this means is that this is the rate at which a relationship may have been forgotten. So let's say there's someone you haven't talked to for a while. Like I know some of the simmers that we like to watch, they'll play a game, they'll be like, no, that person definitely met that person. Why are they acting like they never met that person? Well, when your sim hasn't interacted with someone in a very long time, in a way they don't know the person. So EA does this thing where it will delete relationships based on their default rules. So in this setting, you could also bypass relationship culling. This says relationship culling is disabled and sims won't ever forget each other. This is what the game does, which is also the default. Relationship culling follows default EA rules and deletes relationships accordingly. Or you can go based off the MC Cleaner settings. Now, we haven't gotten to MC Cleaner yet, but maybe we can just take a little bit of a peek and just kind of see maybe what those settings may look like. MC Cleaner, Relationship Cleaner. Okay, so it looks like there are certain levels that MC Commander will clean up. So a bunch of acquaintances, which I guess makes sense. So basically, as we saw, there was a friendship decay scaling there. So let's say that, your sims let's just say your sim was friends with someone, but then that relationship kept decaying up until they were acquaintances. Then at that point, MC Command Center might be like, okay, we're gonna just go ahead and cut you out. So it's an option. Now we'll go more into these options once I actually get to reviewing MC Cleaner, but for now we're gonna go back to the main module and keep it moving in there. Okay, we just finished talking about the relationship culling. We're now gonna move into romance difficulty adjustment. So similarly to the friendship difficulty adjustment I just reviewed, once again, this changes how fast or how slow a romance progression can be. If you want romance progression to be slow, make this value anywhere between -50 and 0. Okay, if you want relationship progression to be faster, make this anywhere between 0 and 10. And of course, within the description, we'll describe how each point affects the romance difficulty adjustment. Lastly, under relationship settings, we have romantic decay percentage. The percent of normal decay relationships will lose. 100% is default. 0% is no decay. Higher than 100% will result in faster decay than normal. Okay, so similarly to the friendship decay percentage and other decay percentages we have seen, if we want to have slower romantic decay, we're gonna make this anywhere between 0 and 100. If we want romantic decay to be faster than the default, we need to make this anywhere between 100 and 500. Okay, and that's it for relationship settings. So lastly, under MCC settings, we have set age span duration. All right, editing stage here. So I feel like I did not explain the set age span duration very well when I first recorded, so I'm gonna try to go back and explain it a bit better. All right, so MCCC settings, set age span duration, and first menu you are met with are the sim types that you can change aging for. So that is cat, dog, horse, and human. I will go under human. Okay, the next menu you are met with is which lifespan do you want to change the days of the aging. Okay, you'll understand what I mean when I get in here. But there is short, normal, and long lifespan. Now you can change the normal lifespan to short or the normal lifespan to long under the Sims 4 settings, or you can just turn aging off. Okay, let's go into normal lifespan. So now you are met with the different life stages of the sim. So for humans, it shows baby through elder. In cat and dog, it will show through kitten or puppy through elder. And I believe it's the same for horse as well. So let's go in here. We're gonna click on young adult. It says set age span duration. Specifies the number of days in the selected age span. A value of 0 will use EA's default for that age span. So EA's default is 28. So a sim remains in the young adult life stage for 28 days. Now, if you wanted to keep it at the default, you'll just leave this at 0. But if you want it to be any other number but 28, you will put in the number you want it to be here. So let's just say, I don't know, we want them to be a young adult for 35 days. I'll click OK. And in the corner here, there is now a notification that says days and the age span has been changed. A game restart is required. So whenever you do change these age span durations, you will need to restart your game, okay? So hopefully that kind of clears up everything, because I feel like I was rambling before, but let's just get back to the video now. Now, I don't know. I think it could be worth to change these, but obviously I think it just depends on how much gameplay you're doing. And you know, sometimes you can always just pause the game. Like, let's be honest, you can just kind of pause the game and then age the Sims up the way you want them to be. So whichever you think works for you, that is the set age span duration. Okay, so as I mentioned, you can also do this for cat or dog. Go under cat. You can do this for the short, normal, or long lifespans. Go under normal. And then, you know, the cats and the dogs have 3 lifespans, which are child, adult, and elder. Okay, and then you can kind of go in here and change how long you want these pets to, you know, be within these life stages. So for a cat, I mean, I might want them to be a kitten for a little longer than 2 days. I will say those do kind of seem short, because the limited amount I've played with pets, I'm like, I kind of want my cat to be a cat for a little long, or my kitten to be a kitten for a little longer. And I know cats, you know, I feel like cats just grow up, but still, I might want them to be a little bit longer. And with that, then you can change the adult, how long they're an adult. Yeah, especially compared to how long they're an adult for 30 days, but kitten for 2, that seems like a lot. And then elder is 11. So yeah, this is like one of those things you can go in and change the numbers the way you like them to be. Yeah, I think it just depends on what you want. All right, y'all. So I have officially gone through all of these options under MCCC settings, and it took me 4 videos. 4 videos. So that should just explain how massive this can be, okay? But yeah, next time I'll be starting to go through the rest of these: cast, career, cleaner, and there have been some interesting ones I've seen so far already, especially under MC cast. Like, did y'all know y'all can make appearance templates? Like, we're gonna definitely play around with that. Like, we're gonna play around with that. But you know, hopefully you guys are learning just as much as I am, and maybe you're waiting for me to go through other options. I understand, because there are definitely some options I've already known about even before I started recording, but you know, you gotta show what you gotta show. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye now.